Hello everyone, nice to see you again on my channel. Hey there, welcome back. Today we're diving into a concept that might make you rethink everything you know about attraction and relationships. It's one of those things that isn't talked about enough, but it holds the key to understanding why women fall in love with you. And trust me, it's not what you might expect. In fact, there are only two core reasons women fall in love with men. If you understand these, not only will your approach to relationships change, but you'll also be able to see things more clearly from her perspective. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot the signals, understand what's actually going on, and know how to move forward with confidence. So let's get into it. Let's start with the first reason women fall for a man: emotional stability. It's a big one. In fact, it's one of the main things that draws a woman in when she's evaluating a potential partner. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Emotional stability doesn't mean being stoic in a robotic, emotionless way. It's not about shutting down feelings or pretending that you don't care. No, it's about having the emotional maturity to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. What does this mean in practice? It means when things get tough, whether in your personal life or within a relationship, you don't fall apart. You handle the stress. You stay grounded. It's about having that inner strength, that core, where you know how to deal with things without letting external pressures crush you. Why does this matter so much to women? Women want to feel safe. They want to know that the man they're with can stand strong even in the face of adversity. Emotional stability gives them that sense of security. It shows them that you're someone they can rely on, someone who isn't going to lose his composure when things get challenging. Think of it like this: when a woman looks at you, she wants to know that if things go sideways, you're not going to panic or lose your head. You don't need to be perfect, but she wants to see that you've got control over your emotions, that you can be calm when everything around you is chaotic. And here's the thing: women are naturally drawn to men who have this inner strength, because it gives them a sense of peace. It's like this unspoken trust that builds up. When they feel emotionally safe with you, it's like they can let their guard down, and that's when real intimacy happens. The second reason women fall in love with a man has to do with authenticity and self-assurance. Now, I know you've probably heard people say that women like confidence, and while that's true, it's more than just confidence. It's about being completely yourself, unapologetically. Let me break it down. Women are attracted to men who don't pretend to be something they're not. They want someone who is comfortable in their own skin, who knows what they stand for and doesn't try to change to fit someone else's expectations. There's a power in being authentic. It's magnetic. When you're authentic, you create an energy around you that's different. It's an energy of self-assurance, where you don't need validation from anyone else. You're not looking for external approval because you already know your worth. You're at peace with who you are, and that confidence radiates outward. This doesn't mean you're arrogant or self-absorbed. In fact, true authenticity often involves humility. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses and owning both. It's about being genuine in your actions and interactions. Women are drawn to men who don't fake it, who don't put on a front. It's the kind of honesty that creates a sense of connection. When a woman sees a man who's comfortable with himself, who isn't pretending to be someone he's not, it's refreshing. It makes her feel like she's seeing the real you, and that creates an emotional bond. Authenticity allows her to connect with you on a deeper level because she feels like you're not hiding anything. And here's where Stoicism comes into play again. Stoicism teaches us to embrace who we are, flaws and all, and to not be swayed by the opinions of others. It's about standing strong in our values and principles, regardless of the external noise. When you practice this, it becomes second nature. You begin to embody an authenticity that's not just attractive to women, but magnetic to everyone around you. Women fall in love with men who are secure in their own identity, who don't play games or wear masks. It's the ultimate form of respect because it shows you respect yourself first. And when you do that, others will naturally follow suit. Now, these two reasons, emotional stability and authenticity, might seem like separate ideas, but they're actually deeply connected. Think about it. If you're emotionally stable, it means you're not seeking validation from others to feel good about yourself. You've already got that inner peace. And if you're authentic, it means you're not pretending to be someone, you're not just to gain approval. You're not playing games with emotions. When a man can balance these two qualities, it's a powerful combination. A man who is both emotionally stable and authentic has something that most people lack, a sense of groundedness. This creates a magnetic pull, drawing people in, and especially women. Women crave that groundedness because it gives them the space to be themselves too, without the pressure of constantly needing to perform or pretend. In relationships, this balance makes all the difference. Women can feel safe, secure, and connected to a man who isn't trying to be anyone other than who he is, and that's what love is built on: authenticity, trust, and emotional connection. From a Stoic perspective, love isn't about seeking validation or approval. It's about being true to yourself and embracing the nature of the relationship with honesty. It's about finding someone who complements your emotional stability and authenticity, someone who sees you for who you are and loves you for it. In the context of love and relationships, Stoicism teaches us to manage our emotions with wisdom, not letting our desires or fears control us. When you adopt this mindset, it changes everything about how you approach love. It becomes less about the chase, less about trying to win someone's heart, and more about finding someone who genuinely matches your energy. This doesn't mean you become detached or cold. On the contrary, Stoicism in love encourages us to deeply value the connection we share with others, but without becoming overly attached or desperate for it. It's about building something real, something sustainable, based on mutual respect and emotional strength. So, there you have it, the two main reasons women fall in love with you: emotional stability and authenticity. These two qualities form the foundation for any meaningful, lasting connection. Women aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for a man who knows who he is, who can handle life's challenges, and who is true to himself. And if you can embody these qualities, you'll naturally attract the right kind of person. Love isn't a game to be played, it's an energy to be shared. So be yourself, stay grounded, and let love unfold in its own time. You know what's interesting? A lot of guys spend so much time trying to become what they think women want. They look for tricks, hacks, things to say, or ways to act that will make a woman fall for them. But here's the truth that no one really tells you. Women aren't looking for someone who knows all the lines. They're not impressed by performances. They're impressed by presence. Let that sink in for a moment. Presence. You walk into a room and there's a calm energy about you. You're not trying to take up space, but you're not shrinking either. You're not speaking over everyone. But when you do talk, people listen. That's presence. And that kind of presence doesn't come from faking it. It comes from a deep self-awareness. It comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with the silence, with the tension, with the unknown. That's what Stoicism teaches at its core. Comfort with uncertainty, peace with imperfection. Now think about this in the context of relationships. When a woman interacts with a man who has that presence, who isn't trying to impress, but instead just is, it's disarming. She lets down her guard, even if she doesn't fully understand why. She starts to feel something deeper, not just attraction, but connection. That's the beginning of something real. And let's be real here. So many guys struggle with the idea of being enough as they are. They're constantly trying to earn love by doing more, being more, giving more. But women don't fall in love with what you do. They fall in love with who you are while you're doing it. If everything you're offering is just a performance, then it's fragile. But if it comes from your core, from a place of real strength and self-respect, then it's solid. It holds up when things get rough. I want to share something that might seem subtle, but it's powerful. A woman can tell when a man is acting from a place of fear. Fear of losing her, fear of not being good enough, fear of being alone. And whether she says it out loud or not, she feels that energy. It changes how she sees you. It makes her question whether she can trust you, rely on you, build with you. But when you operate from love, love for yourself, love for truth, love for growth, you become magnetic. That energy pulls her in because it's not about possession or control. It's about depth, about experience, about being. And ironically, when you stop trying so hard to be loved and focus more on being authentic, love starts finding you. It's kind of like gravity. You don't need to pull love toward you. You need to become the kind of person love wants to orbit around. Most people think Stoicism means avoiding emotion, but that's not what it is. It's the opposite. It's about honoring emotion, but not letting it own you. Imagine being in a relationship and something triggers an argument. Most people either explode or shut down. But a man who's grounded in Stoic principles doesn't run from discomfort. He stays present. He listens. He speaks clearly, not from a need to win, but from a desire to understand and be understood. That's rare. And women notice that. The way you handle conflict tells her more about you than the way you handle compliments. If you want to know how deep someone's love for you really is, don't look at how they treat you when things are going well. Look at how they show up when things are falling apart. That's where emotional stability shines. That's when authenticity becomes everything. Most women, whether they say it or not, are looking for a man who can lead emotionally, not control, not dominate, but lead. A man who can stay steady when emotions are high. A man who can hold space for both his feelings and hers without running from either. That's a skill. It's rare, and it's transformative. That kind of emotional leadership gives her permission to be soft, to surrender her guard, not because she's weak, but because she finally feels safe enough to be fully herself. That's when intimacy goes to another level. And now we're really getting into the heart of it. When a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she starts to connect with you in ways that bypass logic. It's not about checking boxes anymore. It's about energy. It's about how you make her feel when she's around you. And that feeling, when you can create it consistently, it's unforgettable. This is why women fall in love. Not because of your job, your car, your abs, or your wallet. Those things might get her attention, but they won't get her heart. What gets her heart is when she feels seen, heard, understood, and accepted. And for that to happen, you need to be someone who sees, hears, understands, and accepts yourself first. Self-respect is contagious. And the more you live in alignment with who you are, the more women can feel that. And it draws the right kind of connection toward you. Now, let's also address something that's often misunderstood. Desire. Desire isn't just about physical attraction. It's about admiration. And women admire men who are on a path, who have purpose, who move with intention. It's less about what you do and more about the way you carry yourself while doing it. It's about the energy behind your actions. You could be working a simple job, living a quiet life, but if you have presence, if you have depth, if you have that emotional gravity we talked about earlier, she will feel it. And she will respect it. And that respect turns into trust. And trust turns into love. That's the kind of love that lasts. The kind that deepens over time. Because it's not built on illusions or performance. It's built on truth. And look, this doesn't mean you'll connect with every woman. Not everyone is going to resonate with who you are. And that's okay. You don't need everyone to love you. You only need the one who sees you clearly, who values your depth, and who's ready to grow with you. And when she sees those two core reasons we've been talking about, your emotional stability and your authenticity, it won't be a decision she has to think about. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. See you in the next video.